Hey everybody, Kyle Goethe here from GoatFilmReviews.com. Sorry about the lighting. I'm kind of getting this new movie room kind of put together in my new house. Yes, I have a new house. I know it's been a couple of months. But I am here today to do an unboxing video for you guys. It's not something that I thought I was ever going to do, but to be honest, someone suggested it to me. They said, Kyle, you should be doing more unboxing videos. And I said, well, it's just something like, it never really interested me a lot until I really started diving into some of these specialty sets, things like Criterion Collection, Shout Factory, Arrow Video, some Vestron stuff. Like there was a lot of specialty releases that I was getting super excited about, and I was watching the unboxing videos for them. So I was like, well, why am I not doing one myself? To be honest, I'm buying the movies anyway, so I might as well present them to you. So today we're going to be looking at this one, and it's an older film set. It's right here, the Three Silent Classics by Josef von Sternberg. This thing's been out for a long time, so you probably already have it if you want it, and you probably don't have it if you don't want it. It's a Criterion release from a couple years back. The spine is actually 528, which, as you know, if you're a Criterion fan, they crossed 1,000 like a year or two ago. So this is kind of an older release from Criterion Collection, but maybe something you've been interested in. So full disclosure, I've not seen any of the movies inside this set. I am just a Criterion whore. That's kind of my big vice, is twice a year when Barnes & Noble has their big sale, I have money that I've been saving up for months that I go out and drop on Criterion Collection films. I'm just a huge fan. I tend to buy a lot of these like box set versions of these films because, to be honest, they're like, even during the sale, they're 20 bucks a piece. During a non-sale time, most of these movies come around 40 bucks. Which is a big investment if you have a lot of movies, because obviously I can't control myself as it is. So I had picked up a set, Dietrich and von Sternberg in Hollywood, which is a 6-film set, I believe, following Sternberg's later films. But I thought, why don't I grab a hold of this earlier set as well and get that one. So we'll probably unbox the Dietrich and von Sternberg in Hollywood set later on, if you guys enjoyed this video. So let's get started. We're going to switch over to our unboxing. Everyone, as I said before, we're doing the Three Silent Classics by Josef von Sternberg. I already peeled off the plastic wrap, but if you'll notice, price retailed at Barnes & Noble at $99.99, which was kind of insane. But again, as I've said before, like if you're going to be a Criterion fan, you've got to look out for those half-off sales that Barnes & Noble does. They do them twice yearly for an entire month, which is a good thing and a bad thing, I guess, for your pocketbook. But definitely this one is worth checking out, because I love these box sets, because like I said, most of these films are run about 40 bucks regular, 20 bucks singularly, but to get 3 films for half off being 50, you do save a little bit of money overall, and you get kind of an experience of visiting like a whole like sect of movie fandom. I was a really big fan of like the Lone Wolf and Cub set that came out a few years back, because you were able to watch all 6 of these movies and kind of just see them like transgress through time, which was kind of cool for me. So pulled off that right there. Like I said, you can check this out. We'll note the films inside. So it contains 3 films: Underworld, The Last Command, and The Docks of New York. And as I said before, I haven't seen these films before, so kind of a new age thing for me to check out. And like I said, I love watching a set of movies I haven't seen before. And yeah, it looks like Underworld's about 1927, 81 minutes. Last Command, 1928, 88 minutes. The Docks of New York, also 1928 and 75 minutes. These are all black and white silent films, too. That's why you got to remember this. Silent Classics by Josef von Sternberg. But you get your classic kind of cardboard sleeves, what they do there. And then there's also a booklet, 3 Classics by Josef von Sternberg. We get some cool kind of, like I said, the box art. It's really classic Hollywood box art with that Criterion Collection logo. Again, 528 is the sleeve. So just taking a look at these. Let's pull each one out and kind of see. We'll start with Underworld, I guess, and see where we go from there. So here's Underworld. Kind of a nice looking picture from the film. I don't know much about this, but again, there's definitely a foreboding sense. I don't know any Josef von Sternberg films in general, but his riveting breakthrough is widely considered the film that launched the American gangster genre as we know it, which that makes me very excited right here. Again, the cardboard sleeves, they don't spend a lot of money with like a plastic case. You kind of get these sleeve things, which happens from time to time. Sorry, that's my cat, everybody. Spike, let's get you out of here. Come on, bud. But we get these sleeves, and I actually kind of like the sleeves. They're well made for cardboard sleeves. They are, and I like that you can get the disc out really easily and maneuver around. Again, that's what the disc looks like.
But kind of a nice little check. This is 529. So what they usually do is they'll number a set. Sometimes they won't number the set, but sometimes they do. And then they'll number the individual films. My guess is so that they can release them individually later on. But that's Underworld right here. Yeah, George Bancroft plays Heavy Bull Weed, a criminal kingpin. And if you look at the special features for it, it's got 2 scores, one by Robert Israel and another by Alloy Orchestra. That's another thing that Criterion tends to do is they'll revisit and they'll get maybe new scores. They'll find different versions of films, so that's kind of fun to do as well. So that's Underworld. The Last Command is the second film in the set. And again, classic kind of silent, serious look here on this film. And again, haven't seen it, but Emil Jannings won the first Best Actor Academy Award for his performance as a sympathetic tyrant, an exiled Russian general turned Hollywood extra who lands a role playing a version of his former Tsarist self. Now, The Last Command, I didn't actually realize that this was that Last Command. I had read about this film for a while, and so this is exciting. I didn't realize this was the black and white silent, 88 minutes. Again, 2 scores, one by Robert Israel, another by Alloy Orchestra. Video essay, so pretty standard. Like this one is more; these are more bare bones than you would expect from a Criterion release. Usually, there's dozens of documentaries kind of stuff. This one doesn't really have as much there. So that's kind of the case with both those films. So if you're big on the special features more than anything, you don't really get a lot of that in this film. Last one here, The Docks of New York. Ooh, I like that, but he's smoking. So in normal films today, he's going to get a PG-13. 1928, 75 minutes, black and white. Docks of New York, roughneck stoker Bill Roberts, again George Bancroft, gets into all sorts of trouble during a brief shore leave when he falls hard for May, a wise and weary dance hall girl in Josef von Sternberg's evocative portrait of working class waterfront folk. That's kind of cool. This one doesn't feel like, again, I like the gangster idea. I like this really weird Last Command idea of a guy playing himself. This one kind of seems more like a romance to me. Again, I don't know the film as well. I don't really have a whole lot of background with this director. But again, 2 scores, one by Robert Israel, another by Donald Susan and Joanna Seaton, and then you get a television interview from 68. So again, these are kind of more bare bones releases. Kind of surprises me that they're not, more heavily involved, I guess, in what's going on there. So yeah, as far as the book goes here as well, another thing I love about Criterion is gigantic books with lots of information, and that may be where the film gets it, or the film set gets its value, in that this has a tremendous book. There's a lot of information here. Let's look at the so it's got cast information, of course, which is what you'd expect. Yeah, so different essays, I guess, on the different films. That's something where Criterion always wins too, is almost every one of their film releases has a booklet with it as well. And I guess looking at this booklet here, it says it features essays by critic Jeffrey O'Brien, scholar Anton Kayes, author and critic Luc Sante, notes on the scores by the composers, Ben Hecht's original treatment for Underworld, and an excerpt from von Sternberg's 1965 autobiography, Fun in a Chinese Laundry, on actor Emil Jannings. So again, like we talked about how each of these individual films doesn't really have as much in terms of like special features from a video perspective, but the booklet here definitely has lots of information. This is exciting stuff. I'm looking forward to reading this. What I tend to do is as I watch each film, I read through the section of the book that's part of it. And if you've seen kind of like the different sets that are there, some of these books are massive. I found myself actually watching through the entirety of the Eraserhead special features, which there was a lot of, and then reading the book very slowly over the course of like a month or two, just because it kind of gave some of the same information, but it also gave it in a really interesting way. So this is a very cool book that I'm looking forward to reading through as I actually get a chance to watch each of these individual films, which, as I've said, I have not done before. So overall, really excited to see all 3 of these films. This one I'm a little bit less interested in because I just intend to, silent romance doesn't do it for me. And maybe there's more to this movie than I'm giving it credit for, so I could be wrong. But I'm really interested in The Last Command. This seems like a wild, weird idea for a movie. And again, Underworld, classic gangster films. So I'm looking to see, if this is the grandfather of the classic gangster film, I'm more than excited to see all of these films. And experience von Sternberg for the first time. I really haven't had a whole lot of experience with this guy, really any experience. And since I already have that other set of Dietrich and von Sternberg, I've got a lot of work to do. So those are the 3 films, guys. And again, if you're looking for special features in a video sense, this set may not be the one for you because it doesn't have a lot of video extras. But at least the reading material is fantastic on there. And again, having each of these films, Criterion does a tremendous job with the audio and video presentation of their films. When they put a film set together, these are the best looking these films probably will ever get. Like most of the films on Criterion Blu-ray, I would probably not even upgrade to 4K if given the opportunity, unless Criterion released a 4K, because just they go through and they will clean up the film to the best of their abilities. And many times if the director's still around, they'll work with the director too. So I'm really excited to see and feel these movies for the first time, even if the special features are lacking in terms of video content. But again, this book is massive. So if you're a reader, which I assume, if you're a Criterion person, you're probably pretty well read. This is a set that I would recommend, at least for the reading material as well, and check out like some of the great stuff. If you don't know much about this director, which I don't know much about this director, I'm excited to check it out and especially see this first Academy Award Best Actor Last Command. Wow, that one's exciting for me. I did not know that was part of this set. So that's the set.
So there you have it, everybody. We just broke down 3 silent classics by Josef von Sternberg. If you like this video, I appreciate you sticking it out with me and enjoying, I guess, my first unboxing video ever as a film fan. So I was really excited to create this, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you got some sense of whether or not you want this set, or maybe just like the idea of opening stuff up on screen. I kind of dig it. So thank you guys for joining me. If you guys want to check out some of the other stuff we've been working on over there on the website and the channel here, you can check out goatfilmreviews.com. My most recent review for Onward is up. I was doing some deep dives in some other 2020 films in preparation for the Oscars, and I wanted to break down some of the films I missed because last year was rough. I mean, just emotionally, I'm sure you guys all dealt with it too. It was a rough time, so I wanted to break down some of the films I missed in order to kind of spring load me into 2021, because cinema is back, baby. I got to go to my first theater experience in like 16 months, which was really, really great to have. So we're getting back there, and we're getting back there together. And I want to make sure that these film reviews are coming to you as soon as I can get them out. You can also go over to Kyle and Nick on Film on YouTube. You can check out our most recent episode where we covered 2019's Sound of Metal, which was nominated for Best Picture and a whole bunch of other awards. So you can check that out over on the Kyle and Nick on Film YouTube channel. Also, recently I was a guest on the I Drink Your podcast that basically exclusively covers 2007 releases, which I've always said is one of those like top level years in cinema. The sequels were great. The original films were great. The remakes were even solid. Like a lot of the films in 2007 were fantastic. I was asked to come on their show and talk about The Kingdom, which I think was an underrated classic back when I saw it in 2007. It's been at least a decade since I watched it, so really fun to revisit that film and see it with a lot of other people for the first time. You can find Goat Film Reviews on Facebook. Just search Goat Film Reviews. It's right there. You can follow and check it out and be a part of all the new content that comes out there. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Almighty Goatman. You can follow Kyle and Nick on Film at KN on Film on Twitter. You can also check out our Instagram page for that as well, on my Instagram page. You can also find me on Letterboxd, Almighty Goatman. Just search for it. You'll find me and you can see all the films I'm talking about. You'll probably get some clues into some of the things that I'm talking about for this website, as well as the various YouTube stuff that I work on. Thank you all for joining me so much. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, we'll see you.